Sexual harassment is already one of the biggest employment law compliance risks, and expectations on employers are about to increase again. Since October 2024, employers have been under a duty to take reasonable steps to prevent sexual harassment in the workplace. Looking ahead, the Employment Rights Act introduces stronger requirements. So from October 2026, employers must take all reasonable steps, not just reasonable steps, to prevent sexual harassment. Some experts have suggested that the move may not be that dramatic. However, the more widely accepted view is that expectations are likely to increase again. The challenge for employers is that there's currently no statutory list of what counts as a reasonable step. We do have the EHRC guidance, which is a good starting point, but that doesn't guarantee compliance. Now, what's interesting is that the ERA gives the government a new power to define what reasonable steps looks like in future regulations. The hope is that this will give employers a bit more clarity on what they actually need to do in practice. But there's a really unusual way in which these changes are being introduced, and that's because the enhanced duty to take all reasonable steps comes into force in October 2026. However, the detailed regulations setting out what those steps might involve are not expected until 2027 or even as late as 2028. So in many ways, the law is moving faster than the detail. How can HR teams prepare? First, make sure the foundations are already in place. As a minimum, you should have appropriate policies, reporting procedures, training and risk assessments in place. These are all things that employers should already be doing to ensure compliance with the current 2024 duty. Second, focus on moving beyond basic tick box compliance. It won't be enough to do a risk assessment or have a policy as a one-off exercise. Employers will need to demonstrate that they've done everything reasonably possible. This means that ensuring that prevention measures are embedded, that they're at the right level, that they're built into how the organisation operates on a day-to-day basis, and that they're regularly reviewed and updated. We have a range of resources that can help with this in the HR and Compliance Centre, including our line manager training and our expert guidance on creating a harassment-free workplace. Finally, while we wait for more detailed regulations, stay on top of emerging best practice. Our webinars, podcasts and commentary and insight articles help employers understand what good looks like in practice and prepare for what's coming next.